Like, is this a trick? Or are you just gonna like, I'm really glad you told me this. Bah! And smack to the face? I didn't know. But she told me that, and I, like I said before, when you confess to God, some of that pressure is released. I felt most of that pressure being released. I said, oh man, okay. And I felt that in my heart welling up. It pained me to tell her because I'm telling you guys right now, when you pick that person that you're going to trust with your secrets and you've kept that secret in you so long, it's not going to be a walk in the park to tell them, oh, hey, just to let you know, I have a drug addiction. See you later. It's not that easy. It hurts because you're not the person that they see in you. They see, oh, the son of the pastor. They see, oh, Eloy, he's always carefree, always loving, always, I couldn't imagine anything wrong going in his life. And when I told them that, they were surprised and shocked. The second thing that they told me was, you need to tell Dad. I was like, yeah, okay. Tell Dad, who's also my pastor. Yeah, okay, sure. Tell you what, let's say that I did it and pretend, that I did it, but I don't do it. That was horrifying to me. I tell my dad that I had an addiction, tell my pastor that I had an addiction. That was horrifying, guys. I don't know, that was like, I saw myself in death row pretty much. But Carlene, she saw that in me. I didn't say all that I said, obviously, but she saw that in me from my expressions, and she said, look, I'll give you some time to get ready and to tell him, but if you don't tell him, I will. And of course, at that moment right there, I was like, and to think I told you. Out of everybody, I picked you, and you're going to do me like this. And at first, when she told me that, and she left, and I was a little bit peeved, like, I'm not ready to tell Dad. I'm not really ready to tell my parents that I have this problem. There's no way. But then I realized that passage once again. When you're tempted, he will show you a way out, and so that he can endure. Pretty much, in other words, Carlene, my eldest sister, was my Nathan on standby. And I was David. If I wasn't going to tell Dad in like a week, she told me, then she was just going to accuse me right there in front of the whole palace. So I took it into consideration. I thank God because what she did, it wasn't to get me embarrassed. It wasn't to see me cry more or to see me get hurt. She did it out of the goodness of her heart, and I believe she said those words were planted in her by God. Because if she hadn't said that, I don't even know if I would have told my parents. So that same day, I said, why not? I picked when everybody was gone, sleeping at night, really late at night. I told Dad, hey, whenever you have time, I need to talk to you. Sorry it's late, but it's important. And when he sat there, to tell the truth, all I remember is just tears in my eyes and me blubbering. Because it was, guys, it's really, really, really hard to tell somebody that, especially somebody like your parents, that you see to be like an idol, to see that you want to do stuff like, especially I pick parents for example, because as kids, we try to do things to get on their good side. We never want to be on their bad side. We try to be the best we can to grow up like them. So when I told him, just that pressure that I felt in here started squeezing me, and I kept on beating around the bush. Crack in my voice. I couldn't even get it out. Dad, like I said, I believe it was, God who just told him to sit there, and I know he's blubbering like an idiot, but just wait, he's going to tell you. And he just sat there, and he watched me, and he said, he just gave me my time. He didn't say anything. After like 20 minutes of beating around the bush and stuttering, I finally let it out. I told him everything that came, pain overwhelming me, all the shame, all the guilt coming out. I felt like, when you have a soda bottle and you shake it up and that big explosion that goes everywhere, that's how I felt. It was, I was pouring everything out, and it was messy, guys. I was crying. I couldn't let everything out. It was probably the most painful part of my life that I've ever experienced so far. Because, I just told my dad, my dad, that I had an addiction. And a bad one at that. And after all the tears, after I let everything out, just like my sister, he said, "I'm really glad you told me this." That just washed over me. That pressure was completely gone. It evaporated, guys. And that's what I want to encourage you, not to tell your parents per se, because that's the person that God put in my heart. God told me, you need to tell your family, not my friends, not my past. Well, yeah, technically my dad's my pastor, but he told me, tell your family.